Scene is Brad and Colin are regulars at a local diner. Ryan enters as their favorite waitress. Okay, take it away.
Can't wait till our waitress gets here. I'd like to see her flapjacks, if you know what I mean.
I'm hoping for today's special, if you know what I mean.
I just want to watch her put cream in my coffee, if you know what I'm talking about.
Sorry I'm late. I was busy with some pigs in a blanket, if you know what I mean.
I'll have a double order of sausage, if you know what I'm talking about.
Oh, would you like that easy over, if you know what I mean?
Well done, if you know what I mean.
I'd like a foot long, if you know what I mean.
I had one earlier, if you know what I mean.
Can I top that off, if you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's decaf. I know you don't want to be up all night, if you know what I mean.
I'd like her to scramble my eggs, if you know what I'm talking about.
Ooh. If you know what I mean.
I gave you both separate checks, if you know what I mean.
So are you in the back making bacon, if you know what I mean?
Oh, I've been overcharged, if you know what I mean.
I can leave you. I'd be happy to leave you a very big tip, if you know what I mean.
Would you like to take a look at my tips, if you know what I mean?
Sure.
I'll give an extra 20%, if you know what I mean.
Would you like a couple more buns, if you know what I mean?
Are they buttered, if you know what I mean?
They're hot and cross, if you know what I mean.
I like mine with icing.
Colin and Brad are two guys who work in an office. Ryan is their colleague who comes in to join them. You work in an office. Take it away.
I was just at the Xerox machine. I'd like you to look at my enlargements, if you know what I mean.
Well, once I'm finished with my floppy, if you know what I mean.
I heard you were having a problem with your hard drive, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Sorry I'm late. I was drilling some Marines, if you know what I mean.
I saw your report. It came up a little short, if you know what I'm talking about.
Well, I'm having a little problem with my RAM, if you get my drift.
Everyone's been laughing at your briefs, if you know what I mean.
Oh, I don't know what you mean.
Well, I have to go sharpen my pencil, if you know what I mean.
I gotta go think outside the box, if you know what I mean.
I'm gonna go, see if I can go, jam myself into my cubicle, if you know what I mean. No.
Well, I was gonna run something up the flagpole, see if anyone grabbed it, if you know what I mean.
I have to move out soon. Will you help me with my enormous credenza, if you know what I mean?
I'll help you fluff your Garfield, if you know what you mean.
Well, I'm going to go to the bathroom.
I'm gonna go sleep with the boss, if you know what I mean.
And by the way, if you're keeping score at home, wondering who the winner is right now, pooh, man, get a life. The scene is Colin and Brad are two bakers finishing the night shift at a bakery when Ryan comes in to open up.
My dough's starting to rise, if you know what I mean. You look like you want me to help butter your muffins, if you know what I mean.
I'm gonna squeeze some icing, if you know what I mean.
Don't squeeze it too hard, if you know what I mean. That's not very much icing.
I was slapping around a couple hot cross buns, if you know what I mean.
You look like you've got one in the oven, if you know what I mean.
I like to knead the dough, if you know what I mean.
Look what I can do with the donuts.
By the way, let me say, I was staring at your buns, and they look warm and fresh, if you know what I mean.
I have no trouble with my yeast, if you know what I mean.
Looks like you've been freshly sugared, if you know what I mean.
I heard that recently your souffle started to droop.
Well, my souffle has fallen, if you know what I mean.
I've never had that problem, if you know what I mean.
Perhaps you need chunkier raisins, if you know what I mean.
Well, maybe you better turn up the fire in the oven, if you know what I mean.
Maybe you'd like to lick the spoon, if you know what I mean.
Did you take a drink during that?
Just what does chunkier raisins mean?
You don't know what I mean.
That's an old Canadian saying.
Yeah.
Along with the showing of the donuts.
That's my favorite.
That's my favorite part. Hey. I've said that before. Look what I can do with the donut. You know what I mean?
You've got Krispy Kreme, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, that's right. Always better when they're warm, if you know what I'm saying. And the scene is your 3 car mechanics at a service station. So take it away.
So, I hear you have a new girlfriend.
Oh, she's built like an F-24, if you know what I mean.
Her chassis has no rivets, huh?
She goes 0 to 60 in 2 seconds, if you know what I mean.
That'll make your airbag inflate.
Sorry I'm late. I was lubing up the axle, if you know what I mean.
So, I heard the chassis on your lift is looking pretty slim.
Well, I wouldn't put her on the rack, if you know what I mean.
Hey, you guys, can I talk to you about something serious? I blew a tire, if you know what I mean.
Wow, that's going to set back your odometer.
Yeah, and I'm down a quart, if you know what I mean.
Well, you gotta check your dipstick a little more often, if you know what I mean.
That's an estimate you don't want to make over the phone, if you know what I mean.
Hey, I've been up in the rack. You don't need to tell me.
Yeah, all you need is a little jump start, if you know what I mean.
Well, I don't like to have someone handle my spark plugs, if you know what I mean.
Then you need a distributor, if you know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, once in a while, you just gotta pull the hood release, if you know what I mean.
I don't know.
I'm kind of disturbed because I knew exactly what you meant. The whole. Gonna have trouble sleeping at night. Oh, it's better to have people going behind your back and going, woo. I'm so sorry. I still felt guilty, kind of. The scene is 3 track and field athletes talk in the locker room after a big meet, and the game is called If You Know What It Means. Take it away.
Woo. So, Ralph, did you see that female pole vaulter? I'd like to pass her the baton, if you know what I mean.
I was too busy waxing my javelin, if you know what I mean.
I'm just glad I got time to air out my shot puts, if you know what I mean.
I got a score of 8 from the Russian judge, if you know what I mean. Woo, woo. So, I saw you were not quite running in your lane today, if you know what I mean.
Well, I like to hop, skip, and jump occasionally, if you know what I mean.
Hey.
I know what you mean.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I didn't want to say it.
Yeah.
I don't want to have to do any moves on your pommel horse, if you know what I'm saying.
Hey, come on, come on. Don't make me chalk my hands, if you know what I mean.
I know what you both mean, but I'd like to tumble on somebody's mat, if you know what I'm saying.
I'll give that a 9, if you know what I mean.
I've got a 9, if you know what I mean.
I've been having trouble. I've been disqualified for an early start, if you know what I mean.
Well, why don't you just clean and jerk, if you know what I mean?
Nothing better than a 200-pound if you know what I mean.
That's never gonna make it to air, if you know what I mean.
That is a weightlifting.
Of course it is.
This show brought to you by the Church of Latter-day Saints.
Hey, kids, how come you're not in bed right now?
This is the last time you get to watch that show.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean.
Yeah. Well, 200 pounds each of you, and